Hi, welcome to lesson 14, and this topic is on gratitude. Now, gratitude is one of those buzzwords that has been around for a long time, and, every year we see the great idea about, creating a gratitude jar, and you write down something and put it in the jar, and then you pull something out each day or each time you need something. Also, the idea of a gratitude journal. And what we're learning or what we're discovering in this process is gratitude as a natural daily practice. Okay, this is about shifting from 3D consciousness up to a 5D consciousness where gratitude is an everyday part of the process, because remember, we're trying to master the idea of change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that's where a practice of gratitude is really beneficial and helpful. And that's where that's going to be applied. Okay? It's really about truly being able to shift that perspective from things happening to us to things happening for us. And in every moment, being grateful for what's going on around you. I did a quick little video one time about, people who are on the journey to ascension. We still live in this 3D world. We still live in these physical bodies. We still live with 8 billion people on the planet. So we're still going to encounter stuff. Okay, being in a 5D consciousness is not a place you go to. It's a mindset. But the difference between, before you were awakened and after is how you handle the contrast. So you're not, as you ascend, you're not void of challenges. You're not void of contrast. You just are choosing to see the contrast differently. Instead of calling them problems, instead of judging it as a bad thing, that's 3D. Once you get to 4D, 5D, you're raising your level of consciousness. You're realizing who you really are. You are basically a soul in form, in a physical form. This body is very temporary. And as we raise our consciousness to that thought process, to that mindfulness, to that state of mind, and we see ourselves as connected. We see ourselves as all together instead of on our own as separate. Separation is an illusion. As you move through that process, you're not going to be void of all challenges, of all experiences, of all contrast. You're just going to look at them differently. There was a great meme on Facebook the other day. I should share it in the group. And it was a picture of a person laying on the ground with their head flat on the dirt and someone's foot smashing with their big boot, smashing against the head. And it says before awakening, and there's this, sad, grimaced, challenged face. And then it says after awakening, it's the same foot and the person's going. And that's really the difference, is that you can see how this particular contrast is benefiting you. That's what gratitude in this respect is all about. It's being able to look at every circumstance, at every situation as an opportunity. Now, I did write, the little caution. As you go through this process and you find yourself, moving higher in your consciousness, not everybody around you is going to join you right away. And so it's real easy to become annoyed by them, and they become annoyed by you because you've now got this brighter outlook. And we all know misery loves company. So my caution to you is, just be mindful about it. Offer advice when you're asked, but to try to go around, and it's you get this new perception, and it's so exciting. And it's so amazing to be in this better feeling state. You want to share it with everybody, and not everybody's ready to hear it. And so my suggestion would be, always remember, you did not come forth into this experience to change other people. You only came to experience love for yourself. And as you do that, all of the other stuff happens. So instead of trying to focus on what you can do for them, focus on what you can do for you. And as a byproduct, as a default, everyone in your experience, in fact, everyone in the planet, because of the vibration attaching to the grid, which we'll talk about at some point. But as your love grows and your satisfaction grows and your vibration grows, the grid of love is affected and is brighter and is stronger. And you can look back at lesson 13 at the end, when we looked at David Hawkins' findings and how many people are affected just by one person. That's the same idea. Okay, so your job is not to go around offering advice and being, an open advice booth. It's when you're asked, when you're vibrating high, people are going to notice it. And they're going to say, wow, what's going on with you? You look different. You feel different. You sound different. You are different. And then you can explain to them, what you're practicing. But just be cautious about that, because, it's real easy for that to happen. And then someone, isn't ready to hear it, doesn't take the advice well, and then sort of knocks you back off your high flying disc, your high vibration. So, it's just a simple way to avoid that. So the attitude of gratitude is just, it's one of those things that as you practice it, just like anything else that you've done for 40 years, as you practice it, it will become more, it'll just become more natural. It'll become your natural state. So, when you're driving to DC and you get stuck in a 2-hour traffic jam, instead of getting frustrated, you'll find yourself reacting by, oh, well, maybe I can listen to a podcast, or I can take some notes if we're just sitting still, or, you'll find the opportunity in the situation instead of the aggravation in the situation. So it's a beautiful concept, and, it's a beautiful place to be, because you are coming to the understanding, or at least should be practicing every single day. You get to choose how you feel. And that's what this is all about. So as part of your exercise for this particular lesson, it's about going through and identifying some not so feeling good experiences and rewriting the story. We've done this in a little bit different way, but in this example, that you're going to write down, thank you, God, for whatever it is, okay? And then write down all of the benefits that came as a result of that particular event happening, and for this particular exercise, this can really be this is not so much as a past experience, because we kind of already explored that. This is more for a current situation, like if you're currently unhappy with your job, write down, thank you, God, for, or creator, or whatever, for, this challenging experience, for this situation that, I wasn't expecting, or whatever it is that is more current in your life. And just find a way to see the benefit in that experience for you right now. Because we've already looked at the past circumstances. We should be in the process of healing those. So this is really about making it an everyday practice of gratitude. So where can you find some gratitude in your life right now, even if things aren't exactly how you want them to be? And, just practice this every day. Move into that vibration and see how it changes your life. So that is lesson 14. I'll see you in the next one.